everyone. This is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Intro to Macroeconomics at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of feedback on the Chapter 7 and 8 activities that I finished grading this morning. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities for Chapters 9 and 10. And then I'm also going to kind of remind you that we've got the midterm exam coming up next week. Okay? All right. So the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the Chapter 7 and 8 activities this morning. Overall, most of you did extremely well on those activities. Like I always tell you, I really appreciate those of you that put the time and effort in to completing the activities for this class, so keep up the good work on that. Now, I did notice a couple of students didn't answer all the parts of some of the questions. Just make sure that you take your time when answering the assignment questions and make sure that you're thoroughly answering each part of each question, okay? But like I said, overall, most of you did extremely well on the assignment. The discussion that we had about the unemployment rate and unemployment compensation, I thought that went very well. I really appreciate everyone's participation on the discussion. I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments. Most of you did well on the chapter test, but I did notice most of you only took it one time. Just as a reminder, you can take that test as many times you want to up until the due date, and your highest grade is automatically recorded. All right? And also, just as a reminder, I will be opening up those previously taken objective tests to allow you to use that as a resource to study for the midterm and the final exams. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so that brings us to what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities. So if we go to the activities page in my Ozarka, right now we're on week 6 of the semester. And even though there's nothing due this week, you'll notice under week 7 there is work due early next week, specifically by Tuesday, October 3rd. And so don't wait until next week to get started on the chapters 9 and 10 activities. All right, go ahead and start on them now, and that give yourself plenty of time to get those completed. All right, but yeah, chapters 9 and 10 activities are due by Tuesday, October 3rd. Chapter 9, by the way, deals with short run and long run aggregate demand. And then chapter 10 deals with short run and long run aggregate supply. So we're going to be looking at both sides of the market, the aggregate market in the economy in chapters 9 and 10. All right. And these concepts of aggregate demand and aggregate supply are extremely important in macroeconomics. And so just make sure that you actually take the time to learn about the concepts that are presented in those chapters, because they're going to lay the groundwork for a lot of the things that we're going to talk about in later chapters. All right, aggregate demand and supply basically determine things like price levels, and they also influence other important macroeconomic concepts like consumption, investment, GDP, inflation, unemployment, interest rates. So a lot of this stuff that we've already talked about and stuff that we'll talk about in even more detail later in later chapters kind of stems from the basic market, overall market in the economy, where we have aggregate demand on one side, aggregate supply on the other side, and that's what determines the prices in the market, and those and influences those other concepts in macroeconomics. Okay, so just make sure that you're working on those activities. Remember that you have the videos that are on the assignment page. You also have links to the PowerPoint slides, which are a good resource to use. And of course, you have your textbook. So make sure you're using all those available resources when you're working through those activities for chapters 9 and 10. All right. And then you'll also notice under week 7, which is next week, we have the midterm exam schedule for the end of next week, specifically Wednesday through Friday of next week, or October 4th through the 6th. All right. That midterm exam will basically cover chapters 1 through 10, which will be all the chapters that we'll have covered up to this point in the semester. And to study for the midterm, you'll use your textbook, you'll use your chapter test, and I'll have those open for you to review. You'll use your PowerPoint slides and related videos. So you have plenty of resources there to use to study for the midterm. And I will send out some more specific information about the midterm exam later this week. Okay? So be looking for that. But that's basically all I have for you for today. So just be working on those activities, prepare for your midterm exam, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you.